Hi everyone. In this video, we'll be seeing about the operations that can be done in the lathe. That is the lathe operation. So there are various operations in which very few are discussed in this video. So the first one is turning. So turning, it is a very basic lathe operation that is done by everyone. So for this, this picture it shows the a direct arrangement of a tool and the workpiece. So the workpiece is kept, it keeps on rotating, and at cutting tool it is moved opposite to the workpiece. So here you can see the removal of material, which is coming like some chips. So the cutting tool from here it is moved in this direction. So a single point cutting tool is used for this type of operation. So turning means a single point cutting tool moves axially along the side of the workpiece, that is it moves along the length of the workpiece, removing material to form different features like including step turning, taper turning, chamfer and contour cutting. So these features are typically machined at a small radial depth of cut, and multiple passes are made till end diameter is reached. So usually when we take a workpiece for doing some machining, it will not be of a proper length and a diameter, but we will be having some requirement of certain length and certain diameter. So in order to get that required diameter, the workpiece is removed, the material from the workpiece is removed along the length of the direction. So if so, the diameter gets reduced by removing the material. So this is the front view, and this is the back view. So the next operation is about the phasing operation. So phasing operation means it is done in the circular part. So in the diagram you can see a tool is moved along the diameter of the workpiece. So a single point cutting tool moves radially. So there in turning operation it moves axially, whereas in this operation it moves radially. That means along the diameter of the workpiece, along the end of the workpiece, removing a thin layer of material to provide a smooth flat surface. The depth of the face, typically very small, may be machined in a single pass or may be reached by machining at a smaller axial depth of cutting and by making multiple passes. So these diagrams, it gives a front view of the phasing operation, where the workpiece is placed and the cutting tool is moved radially. Here in the side view it shows how the cutting tool is placed near the workpiece. So this is about the phasing operation. And the next one is taper turning. So taper turning means producing some taper surface or some conical surface in the workpiece. So the taper turning, it can be done by two methods. One is by swiveling the compound tool rest. So this method is suitable for workpieces which require a steep taper for shorter lengths. The compound tool rest is swiveled to the required taper angle, and swiveled is nothing but it is rotated to the angle whichever is required and locked in an angular position. The carriage is also locked at that position. So they are rotating the angle according to the angle required, and the entire carriage is also locked in the same angle. So for a taper turning, the compound rest is moved linearly at an angle so that the cutting tool produces the tapered surface in the workpiece. So this diagram, it shows a taper cutting where the compound rest is moved in an angle. Here this is the angle for which is calculated by taking the initial diameter and final diameter along the length. So after calculating the angle, it is set to set to that required angle. The compound rest is moved to that angle, and the taper turning operation takes place. So the next method is by offsetting the tailstock. So one is by compound rest, The other one is by a tailstock set over method. When the tailstock is set out for alignment, the workpiece get taper because its axis will be inclined at an angle with the longitudinal movement of the tool, which will be parallel to the lathe bed. So here we are shifting the axis itself. There the axis is kept same, but the tool is compound wrist is turned to an angle. Here the axis itself is shifted to do the taper turning with the help of a tailstock. So this is the by offsetting the tailstock. So in taper turning there are two methods. One is the compound rest method, the other one is offsetting the tailstock. And the next process is thread cutting. Thread cutting means to produce some threads like this in the workpiece. A single point threading tool, typically with a 60-degree pointed nose. So nose means it is the edge of the single point cutting tool, which is very much important for a tool to be sharp. If the nose radius is of required value, it gives a perfect cutting, whereas if the nose is blunt, the surface produced will not be of a better one compared to that of a tool having a good nose radius. So when the nose degree is of 60 degree, it moves along the side of the workpiece, cutting threads in the outer surface. The threads can be cut at a specified length and a pitch and may require multiple passes to be formed. And the next one is knurling. Knurling is defined as an operation performed on the lathe generated separate surface on the workpieces by using a special tool called knurling tool, which impresses its pattern on the workpiece. So this is the tool which is used for a knurling operation, and it is fixed and moves along the surface of the workpiece. So in simple terms, if we want to tell about knurling, means to produce some crisscross pattern on the surface of the workpiece. So here in this diagram you can see there is a workpiece placed and the knurling tool is placed in the tool post. We are placing this tool in the tool post only, and it is moved along the surface of the workpiece, which produces some crisscross patterns on the surface of the workpiece. The next one is drilling. Drilling means to put some hole in a workpiece. So a drill, usually this type of operation is done by placing the cutting tool in the tailstock. Usually for a normal lathe operation we will place the tool in a tool post, but for special operations like drilling, reaming and tapping, we are placing a tool, the drill bit in the tailstock. So in this diagram you can see the drill bit. This is the drill bit. It is a multi-point cutting tool because every edge will cut the workpiece. Every edge will support in making a hole. So it is a type of a multi-point cutting tool which is placed in the tailstock and it is moved against the workpiece. So when it is moved, according to the diameter of the drill bit, a hole of the same diameter is produced in the workpiece. So this is about the drilling. And the next one is boring. So boring is nothing but, usually in a drilling machine we can get a hole of the diameter which is equal to the diameter of the drill bit. So if we want to enlarge the hole made by drilling, we can use this boring operation. So this is the arrangement of a boring operation. Here also the boring tool, it is placed in the tailstock. So a boring tool, it enters a workpiece axially and cuts along the internal surface to form different features such as steps, tapers, chamfers and contours. The boring tool is a single point cutting tool which can be set to cut the desired diameter by using an adjustable boring head. Boring is commonly performed after drilling hole in order to enlarge the diameter or to obtain more precise dimension. So this is about the boring. And the next one is, last one is reaming. So reaming is to give a better surface of the hole produced by drilling and enlarged by boring. And this reaming tool, it helps in giving a better surface finish. So this is about the lathe operations. Thank you.